Alright, so today I want to talk about South Park: The Stick of Truth in 2025. It has aged remarkably well for an RPG that came out 11 years ago now. It was 2014, believe it or not, when it first released. And that has a lot to do with its cartoon style. Like, it pretty much was meant to be like a full-length episode of the show, but in video game format. So the entire cartoon and presentation of the TV show and graphics and everything is completely identical between the cartoon and the video game itself. So I think because of that, a game like this, 30 years from now, is going to age remarkably well because of the cartoon style, instead of them going for, like, I don't know, like some kind of 3D shit, which is what they did, actually, in their newest game, Snow Day. I don't even want to talk about that today, please. I did a full Let's Play of The Stick of Truth on my Let's Play channel, so I'll be sure to leave a link to that in the description. I had a blast playing this game. It helps that I'm a huge South Park fan, and this game is really just a love letter to the early seasons of South Park. It references a lot of characters, and it's a lot of characters you haven't seen in many, many, many years that all made special cameos, and the gameplay is most comparable to Paper Mario, so it's a turn-based RPG game. The combat is, most similar to, like, Paper Mario, and the actual, like, when you're outside of combat, you're just exploring. It kind of just feels like you're watching South Park, and the cutscenes are, like, straight from what you would see in an episode. So it's really, like, the most recommended for a South Park fan. But even if you're not a fan of the show, you didn't really watch much of it, it's still just, like, fucking hilarious. It uses a lot of toilet humor, obviously, and it's not going to be for everyone, because I understand not everyone has the same humor. They don't really always enjoy the type of stuff that South Park does. So if that's not you, then this game is probably not it. But it's honestly just, like, a really fun game in its own right. Like, I enjoyed the quests, I enjoyed the cutscenes and the story and the dial, everything. And even, like, the inventory system, equipping better gear and leveling up, and the perk tree and all that. It was a pretty good RPG, developed by Obsidian, actually. So they're the creators of Fallout New Vegas. They're also the creators of Avowed, so just because I'm saying Obsidian made it doesn't really hold a lot of value anymore in 2025. But it's, a really good game that I would recommend, especially on sale. I think that's, like, really the most value, like, because it could go on sale for, like, less than $5 most of the time. And it actually is a really short game. I was able to beat this game, and actually, you're going to hear clicking noises because I have my Steam app open right now. I'm going to tell you exactly how long it took for me to beat it, because it wasn't a very long time. Let's see. Where's South Park Stick of Truth? I'm going to have to fucking scroll, because I have, like, a list of favorite games on Steam, but not, I took it out of my favorites because I uninstalled it. Okay, 14 and a half hours is what it took me to play the entire game with all side quests and everything included. So that is not too long. Like, for a big RPG, it's actually kind of short, but I think it was enough, like, where it didn't overstay its welcome. It was enjoyable from start to finish, and as a grown-ass adult that has very limited gaming time, I like having shorter games like this. But I'm just mentioning the length because if you pay, like, full price for this game, you're probably going to be a little bit disappointed and wish that you got a little bit more content out of the game. But as far as, like, which version is the best one to play, I played it on PC, had zero problems, but this is, like, usually I'd say the PC version is, like, a must-have because the graphics are so much better and it's great, but it's, like, because of the cartoon style of Stick of Truth, and it runs very well on all platforms, it looks mostly the same, honestly, like, whether you're playing on PC or PlayStation 3, that I'd say, hey, whichever version is most accessible to you is the one that you should just play. So it was released on PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. So whatever's most convenient for you is the one that I would recommend. Even on the really old consoles, it runs very well. From getting anal probed by aliens, to having to perform an abortion at an abortion clinic, to having to fight Nazi zombies. There's just so much crazy shit that is just so over-the-top, chaotic, and hilarious. And more importantly, fun. That's what a video game's all about. It was a blast playing this game. I did play it before, back in, I think it was 2017, when Fractured But Whole came out. if you bought the game back then, you got a free copy of Stick of Truth included, so I played them both back to back. Fractured Butthole is actually a very different game compared to Stick of Truth. It was a completely different studio that worked on it. So maybe I'll talk about that this year if I get the chance to play it. I have not replayed it yet in 2025, so maybe, maybe not. No promises there, but since this was a game that I completed just last month, and I had a really good time with it, I figured I might as well make a video on it and recommend it to all of my subscribers, and especially if you're a South Park fan, it's a no-brainer.